The wedding that never was. Welcome message. Welcome to Twisted Heartstrings, where love meets mystery and hearts are tested. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from around the world. The perfect morning. Maya stood before the tall mirror in her bridal suite, watching the morning sunlight dance across her white wedding dress. The gown was everything she had dreamed of: delicate lace sleeves, a flowing train, and tiny pearls sewn into the bodice that sparkled with every breath she took. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. Today, she would marry Ryan Mitchell, the man she had loved since college. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted her veil, not from nervousness, but from pure joy. After 4 years of dating, countless memories, and a proposal under the stars, this moment had finally arrived. Maya smiled at her reflection, barely recognizing the glowing bride staring back at her. "You look absolutely stunning," her mother said, entering the room with tears already forming in her eyes. She held a small blue box in her hands. "This was your grandmother's. Something blue for good luck." Maya opened the box carefully. Inside lay a delicate sapphire bracelet that caught the light beautifully. As her mother fastened it around her wrist, Maya felt a wave of emotion wash over her. Everything was perfect. Everything was exactly as she had planned. The hotel suite buzzed with activity. Bridesmaids laughed while fixing their hair. The makeup artist added final touches to faces. The photographer captured every moment, every smile, every tear of joy. The air smelled of roses and expensive perfume. Outside the window, Maya could see the garden where 200 guests were already gathering, waiting to witness her fairy tale come true. The missing friend. "Has anyone seen Jessica?" Maya asked, glancing around the room. Her best friend and maid of honor had disappeared nearly an hour ago. The other bridesmaids shook their heads. She said she needed to check on something with the flowers. One of them offered. "Maybe she's still downstairs." Maya frowned slightly. Jessica had been acting strange all week. Quiet, distant, almost sad. When Maya had asked if something was wrong, Jessica had forced a smile and insisted everything was fine. Maya had assumed it was stress from planning the bachelorette party and managing all the wedding details. "I'll call her," Maya said, reaching for her phone. But Jessica's phone went straight to voicemail. A tiny knot of worry formed in Maya's stomach, though she pushed it away. Jessica would show up. She always did. They had been best friends since high school, sharing secrets, dreams, and everything in between. Jessica wouldn't miss this moment. The wedding coordinator knocked on the door, her clipboard held tightly against her chest. 15 minutes, ladies. Time to line up." Maya's heart raced with excitement. 15 minutes until she walked down that aisle. 15 minutes until she became Mrs. Ryan Mitchell. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. The forgotten phone. "Maya, you left your phone on the table," her younger sister called out, holding up the device. "It keeps buzzing." Maya barely glanced at it. "Just put it in my bag. I don't need it right now." But her sister's face had gone pale. "Maya, I think you should look at this." Something in her sister's voice made Maya's blood run cold. She took the phone with shaking hands. The screen showed dozens of missed calls from unknown numbers and several text messages from people she barely knew. But it was the newest message that made her world stop spinning. "I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. Check the garden shed behind the venue. You deserve to know the truth before you say I do. A concerned friend." Maya's hands trembled as she read the words again and again. The room suddenly felt too hot, too crowded, too loud. "What does this mean?" she whispered. Her sister took her hand gently. "Maya, maybe it's just a prank. Some jealous person trying to ruin your day." But Maya's instincts screamed that something was terribly wrong. The garden shed. Why would someone tell her to go there? And why now, minutes before her wedding? "I need to check," Maya said, her voice barely audible. "I need to know." The walk of dread. Maya gathered her dress and hurried down the back staircase, her sister following close behind. The hotel staff stared as the bride rushed past them, her veil flowing behind her like a white flag of surrender. Her heart pounded so hard she could hear it in her ears. The garden shed was old and weathered, hidden behind tall rose bushes at the edge of the property. Maya had barely noticed it during the venue tour. As she approached, she heard voices inside. Low voices. Familiar voices. Her hand reached for the doorknob, and every instinct told her to turn back. To walk away. To return to her perfect day and forget this message ever existed. But she couldn't. She had to know. The door creaked open. The shattering truth. What Maya saw in that moment destroyed her completely. Ryan, her fiancé, stood there in his wedding tuxedo, his arms wrapped around Jessica. Her maid of honor. Her best friend since they were 15 years old. They were kissing deeply, desperately, as if the world outside didn't exist. Time stopped. Maya's breath caught in her throat. Her legs felt like they would give out beneath her. The bouquet she had been holding slipped from her fingers and fell to the ground with a soft thud. The sound made them break apart. Ryan's face went white as he saw her standing in the doorway. Maya, oh God. Maya, this isn't what it looks like. But it was exactly what it looked like. Jessica's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't speak. She just stood there, her lipstick smeared, her bridesmaid dress wrinkled, looking guilty and broken. How long? Maya heard herself ask, though her voice sounded distant and strange. How long has this been going on? Ryan stepped forward, his hands reaching for her, but Maya stepped back as if his touch would burn her. Maya, please let me explain. How long? Maya's voice cracked as tears began streaming down her face, ruining the makeup that had taken an hour to perfect. Jessica finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. 6 months. 6 months. While Maya had been choosing flowers and tasting cakes and planning their future, the two people she loved most in the world had been betraying her. While she dreamed of forever, they were stealing moments behind her back. While she trusted them completely, they were breaking her heart piece by piece. The public collapse. I love him, Jessica said suddenly, her voice stronger now. I'm sorry, Maya, but I love him. I tried to stop. I tried to stay away. But I can't. Ryan's face twisted with something between guilt and desperation. Maya, I was going to tell you. I swear I was. I didn't know how. And then the wedding got closer, and everyone was so excited, and I couldn't. You couldn't what? Maya interrupted, her voice now cold as ice. You couldn't be honest? You couldn't be a decent human being? You couldn't stop lying to my face every single day? I do care about you, Ryan said weakly. I never wanted to hurt you. Maya laughed, but it was a hollow, broken sound. You never wanted to hurt me? Then what exactly did you think would happen when I found out? Did you plan to marry me and keep this going? Or were you going to leave me after the wedding? After I gave you everything. The wedding music started playing in the distance. The ceremony was supposed to begin. 200 guests were waiting. Her family, his family, friends, colleagues. Everyone they knew had gathered to celebrate their love. But there was no love left to celebrate. The walk of shame. Maya turned and walked away from the shed, her mind numb and her heart shattered into a million pieces. Her sister tried to take her arm, but Maya shook her off gently. She needed to do this alone. She walked through the garden, past the decorated chairs and flower arrangements, past the string quartet playing soft music, past the guests who turned to look at her with confused smiles. She walked straight to the front of the ceremony area where the minister stood waiting. The guests fell silent, sensing something was wrong. Maya's father, who had been waiting to walk her down the aisle, rushed toward her with concern written all over his face. Maya? Sweetheart, what happened? Maya took the microphone from the minister's stand. Her hands were steady now. Her tears had stopped. Something inside her had hardened into steel. There will be no wedding today, she announced, her voice clear and strong. The crowd gasped collectively. Ryan Mitchell and Jessica Carter have been having an affair for 6 months. They were just caught together in the garden shed. The silence that followed was deafening. Then came the whispers, the shocked exclamations, the sound of chairs scraping as people stood up in disbelief. Ryan and Jessica appeared at the back of the ceremony area, both looking horrified. Ryan tried to speak, but Maya held up her hand. I trusted you with my heart, she said, looking directly at Ryan. And you destroyed it. She turned to Jessica. And you were supposed to be my sister. My friend. The person I could count on for anything. Jessica's face crumpled, but Maya felt no sympathy. The vow of revenge. Maya removed her engagement ring and placed it carefully on the minister's podium. The diamond caught the sunlight one last time before she walked away from it, from the ceremony, from the life she had planned. Her father caught up with her at the hotel entrance. Maya, let me drive you home. But Maya shook her head. I need to be alone, Dad. I need to think. She drove for hours, still in her wedding dress, tears streaming down her face. She drove until she reached the beach where Ryan had proposed to her. The same beach where he had gotten down on one knee and promised her forever. Standing at the water's edge, Maya made a decision. She would not let this break her. She would not let them win. She would disappear, rebuild herself, and one day she would return. And when she did, they would both pay for what they had done. 5 years later, the return. 5 years passed like water through fingers. Maya had left the city that very night, taking nothing but her car and her broken heart. She moved across the country, changed her phone number, and cut off all contact with everyone from her old life. Her family worried, but she sent occasional emails to let them know she was alive. During those 5 years, Maya transformed herself completely. She finished her MBA at a top university. She worked 80-hour weeks at a consulting firm, pouring all her pain and anger into success. She learned to dress with power and confidence. She learned to speak with authority. She learned to use her intelligence as a weapon. The heartbroken girl in the wedding dress was gone. In her place stood a woman who had built an empire from ashes. Maya Richardson was now Maya Stone, founder and CEO of Stone Consulting, one of the fastest-growing business advisory firms in the country. She was featured in magazines. She gave TED Talks. She was invited to exclusive events. She was powerful, wealthy, and untouchable. But she had never forgotten. Every success she achieved, every milestone she reached, every victory she claimed was fueled by one driving force: the memory of that day, the memory of their betrayal, the promise she had made to herself on that beach. Now it was time to return. The plan begins. Maya stood in her penthouse office, looking out at the city skyline. Her assistant knocked on the door. "Miss Stone, the files you requested have arrived." Maya turned and took the folder with a cold smile. Inside were detailed reports on Ryan Mitchell and Jessica Carter, their lives over the past 5 years, their struggles, their failures, their weaknesses. Ryan's family business was failing. His father had retired, leaving Ryan in charge, and the company was drowning in debt. He was desperate for investors, for consultants, for anyone who could save his sinking ship. Jessica had married Ryan 6 months after the failed wedding. But their marriage was rocky. She had gained weight, lost her modeling career, spent her days posting fake happy photos on social media while drowning in insecurity and regret. They were vulnerable. They were weak. They were exactly where Maya wanted them. She picked up her phone and dialed her assistant. "Schedule a meeting with Mitchell Industries. Tell them Stone Consulting is interested in potentially investing. And make sure Ryan Mitchell knows that I personally want to meet with him." As she hung up, Maya looked at her reflection in the window. The woman staring back was beautiful, powerful, and dangerous. "Let the game begin," she whispered to herself. The past had come calling, and this time, Maya held all the cards. This time, she would be the one to decide how the story ended. This time, she would make them feel every bit of pain they had caused her. Revenge was a dish best served cold, and Maya had spent 5 years making sure hers was frozen solid. The Game of Hearts. Welcome back. Welcome back to Twisted Heartstrings. If you missed part 1, check it out now to catch up on Maya's incredible journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who loves romance and mystery. The first encounter. The Mitchell Industries building looked smaller than Maya remembered. 5 years ago, it had been an impressive tower of glass and steel. Now, looking at it with her experienced business eye, Maya could see the cracks. Faded paint on the walls. Old furniture in the lobby. Stressed employees rushing through hallways with worried faces. Ryan's father had built this company from nothing, but Ryan had nearly destroyed it. Maya stepped out of her black luxury car, her designer heels clicking against the pavement. She wore a fitted navy suit that screamed power and success. Her hair was styled in a sleek bun. Dark sunglasses hid her eyes. Everything about her appearance was calculated to project confidence and control. 2 of her associates followed behind her, carrying briefcases and tablets. Maya had brought them specifically to make her entrance more impressive. In the business world, perception was everything. The receptionist's eyes widened as they entered. "Good morning. Do you have an appointment?" Maya Stone from Stone Consulting, one of her associates, announced. "We're here to meet with Mr. Mitchell." The receptionist picked up the phone immediately, her voice nervous. "Mr. Mitchell, your 10 o'clock appointment is here." A pause. Yes, sir. I'll send them up right away. As they rode the elevator to the top floor, Maya's heart pounded beneath her calm exterior. 5 years. 5 years since she had seen Ryan's face. 5 years since her world had crumbled. She touched the small locket hidden beneath her blouse, the one containing a picture of herself on that devastating day. She wore it always as a reminder of why she was doing this. The elevator doors opened. Face to face, Ryan's secretary led them into a large conference room. Mr. Mitchell will be with you in just a moment. Can I get you anything? Coffee? Water? We're fine. Thank you, Maya said smoothly, her voice controlled and professional. The moment the secretary left, Maya allowed herself a single deep breath. She could do this. She had practiced this moment 1,000 times in her mind. She was ready. The door opened. Ryan walked in, and Maya's breath caught despite herself. He looked older, tired. There were lines around his eyes that hadn't been there before. His hair had a few gray strands at the temples. His suit was expensive but slightly wrinkled, as if he had been working too hard and sleeping too little. He was still handsome, but the carefree confidence he once had was gone. Good morning, Ryan said, extending his hand with a professional smile. I'm Ryan Mitchell. Thank you for considering Mitchell Industries for. His words died as Maya removed her sunglasses. The color drained from his face. His hand froze in midair. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. For a long moment, he simply stared at her as if seeing a ghost. Hello, Ryan, Maya said calmly, making no move to shake his hand. It's been a long time. Ryan stumbled backward slightly, gripping the edge of the conference table for support. Maya? Is that? How? What are you doing here? I'm here on business, Maya replied, her voice ice cold. Stone Consulting has been approached by several investors interested in acquiring struggling companies. Your company was recommended to us as a potential opportunity. She sat down gracefully, crossing her legs and opening her leather portfolio. Her associates followed her lead, spreading documents across the table with practiced efficiency. Ryan remained standing, looking completely lost. You're Maya Stone? The Maya Stone? The one who's been in Forbes? The consultant everyone's talking about. The very same, Maya confirmed, meeting his eyes without flinching. Surprised? The proposal. Ryan slowly sank into a chair across from her. His hands were shaking. Maya, we need to talk. About what happened. About that day. We're here to discuss business, Mr. Mitchell, Maya interrupted sharply. Nothing else. Now, shall we review your company's financial situation? Or would you prefer to waste more of my valuable time? The coldness in her voice made Ryan flinch. He had never heard her speak like this. The Maya he remembered had been warm, kind, and gentle. This woman before him was completely different, polished, ruthless, and untouchable. Right? Of course. Business, Ryan muttered, pulling out his own documents with trembling hands. For the next hour, Maya systematically dissected every weakness in Mitchell Industries. She pointed out failed investments, poor management decisions, declining market share, and mounting debts. Every word she spoke was calculated to hurt him, to make him feel small and incompetent. Ryan tried to defend his decisions, but Maya countered every argument with cold facts and brutal honesty. Her associates backed her up with charts and data projections. By the end of the meeting, Ryan looked completely defeated. As you can see, Maya concluded, Mitchell Industries is on the verge of bankruptcy. Without significant investment and complete restructuring, you'll be out of business within 18 months. Ryan's face had gone pale. I know things are bad, but, however, Maya continued, allowing a small smile. Stone Consulting specializes in saving dying companies. We have the resources, the expertise, and the connections to turn Mitchell Industries around. If you're willing to accept our terms. Hope flickered in Ryan's eyes. What terms? Maya leaned forward slightly. I want complete control over all business decisions. My team will oversee every department. You'll report directly to me on all matters. And I want 60% equity in the company. 60%. Ryan's voice rose. That's basically giving you the company. That's the price of survival, Maya said coolly. You can refuse, of course. Watch your father's legacy crumble while you drown in debt. Or you can swallow your pride and let me save you. The choice was deliberately cruel. Maya knew Ryan's father had been his hero. The thought of losing the family business would destroy him almost as much as losing the company itself. Ryan closed his eyes. I need time to think about this. You have 48 hours, Maya said, standing and gathering her documents. After that, my offer expires and I move on to other opportunities. The seed of doubt. As Maya turned to leave, Ryan's voice stopped her. Maya, please. Can we talk? Just for 5 minutes? Not about business. About us. About what I did to you. Maya paused at the door, her back still turned to him. Every fiber of her being wanted to turn around and scream at him, to make him feel every bit of pain she had endured. But she had learned that silence and control were far more powerful weapons than anger. There is no us, Mr. Mitchell, she said quietly. There never was. It was all an illusion. She walked out without looking back, leaving Ryan standing alone in the conference room. In the elevator, one of her associates spoke carefully. That was impressive, Miss Stone. You completely dominated that meeting. Maya said nothing. Her hands were clenched so tightly that her nails dug into her palms. Seeing Ryan again had been harder than she expected. For a moment, looking into his tired, guilty eyes, she had felt something she didn't want to feel. Not sympathy, not quite, but something uncomfortably close to it. She pushed the feeling away. She couldn't afford weakness. Not now. Not when her revenge was just beginning. Jessica's world crumbles. That evening, Maya sat in her hotel suite, reviewing files and sipping wine when her phone buzzed. It was a message from the private investigator she had hired. Subject: Jessica Mitchell spotted at Riverside Mall. Appears distressed. Sending photos now. Maya opened the photos. Jessica stood outside a jewelry store, looking at the window display with an expression of longing. She had gained weight, yes, but she was still beautiful in that girl next door way. Her clothes were nice, but not expensive. Her hair was styled simply. Everything about her screamed suburban housewife, trying to hold on to her youth. Another photo showed Jessica meeting with a younger, handsome man at a coffee shop. They sat close together, talking intimately. The man reached across the table and held Jessica's hand. Maya's eyebrows rose. So Jessica was having an affair. How perfectly ironic. Her phone rang. It was her mother, calling for their weekly check-in. Maya, sweetheart, how are you? Her mother's warm voice filled the line. I'm fine, Mom. Working on a new project. You work too hard, her mother scolded gently. When are you coming home for a visit? Your father asks about you constantly. Maya felt a pang of guilt. She had avoided going home because her hometown was where Ryan and Jessica lived. But now that she was back in their orbit, maybe it was time to reconnect with her family properly. Soon, Mom. I promise. Actually, I'm working in the area right now. There was a significant pause. Maya, are you here? In town? Yes. Another pause. Does this have anything to do with Ryan Mitchell's company being in trouble? Because I heard through the church that they're desperate for investors, and... Oh, Maya. Please tell me you're not doing what I think you're doing. Her mother knew her too well. It's just business, Mom, Maya said, but her voice lacked conviction. Business? Or revenge? Her mother asked softly. Maya, I know what they did to you is horrible. Unforgivable. But poisoning yourself with hate won't heal those wounds. It will only make them deeper. I'm not poisoned with hate, Maya protested. I'm simply taking advantage of a business opportunity. And if that were true, you wouldn't sound so defensive, her mother replied. Be careful, sweetheart. Sometimes when we set out to destroy others, we end up destroying ourselves. After hanging up, Maya sat in the darkness of her hotel room, her mother's words echoing in her mind. Was this revenge? Or was it justice? And was there really a difference? The unexpected dinner. The next evening, Maya received a call from an unknown number. Maya? It's Ryan. Please don't hang up. She almost did. But curiosity stopped her. How did you get this number? Your assistant gave it to me. I told her it was urgent. He paused. Maya, I need to talk to you. Face to face. Not about business. About everything else. Will you have dinner with me? Please. Maya's first instinct was to refuse. But then she realized this could be an opportunity. Get closer to him. Make him trust her. Then destroy him completely. All right, she agreed. Tomorrow night. 7 o'clock. You choose the restaurant. She heard his sharp intake of breath, as if he hadn't actually expected her to say yes. Really? You'll actually come? I said yes, didn't I? Thank you, Maya. Thank you. I'll text you the address. And Maya, I'm truly sorry. For everything. Maya hung up without responding to his apology. The next night, Maya dressed carefully. She chose a deep red dress that hugged her curves perfectly, diamond earrings, elegant heels. She looked stunning, and she knew it. This wasn't about attraction. This was about showing Ryan exactly what he had lost. The restaurant was exclusive and expensive. Ryan stood waiting outside, wearing a tailored suit and holding flowers. White roses. Her favorites. He remembered. "You look incredible," Ryan said softly as she approached. "Thank you," Maya replied coolly, ignoring the flowers. "Shall we go inside?" The restaurant was dimly lit with candles on every table. Soft piano music played in the background. It was intimate and romantic, exactly the kind of place Ryan would choose if he was trying to win someone over. But Maya was not so easily won. The confession. They ordered wine and food, making awkward small talk about business and the city. But finally, Ryan set down his glass and looked at her with raw honesty in his eyes. "Maya, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know what I did was unforgivable, but I need you to know the truth. All of it." Maya raised an eyebrow. "The truth? You mean there's more to the story than you falling in love with my best friend and betraying me on our wedding day?" Ryan winced. It wasn't love. Not really. It was weakness and stupidity and fear. "Fear?" Maya asked coldly. "Fear of what?" "Fear of marriage. Fear of commitment. Fear of not being good enough for you." Ryan's voice cracked slightly. "Maya, you were perfect. You were perfect. You had your life together. You knew exactly what you wanted. You were kind and smart and beautiful, and I was just a guy coasting on his father's success. So you slept with my best friend because you felt inadequate?" Maya's voice dripped with sarcasm. "No, I slept with Jessica because she made me feel powerful. She looked up to me. She thought I was amazing. With you, I always felt like I had to be better, work harder, prove myself. With Jessica, I could just be lazy and selfish, and she still wanted me." Maya absorbed this information, her face unreadable. "So you chose easy over real?" "Yes," Ryan admitted. "And it was the biggest mistake of my life." "Because she's not what you expected?" Maya asked sharply. Ryan hesitated. She's not happy. We're not happy. We fight constantly. She blames me for ruining her friendship with you. She resents me for the financial problems. She's having an affair with her personal trainer." Maya already knew this, but pretended to be surprised. "She's cheating on you? How ironic." "I deserve it," Ryan said quietly. "I deserve all of it. The failing business. The failing marriage. All of it is karma for what I did to you." He reached across the table, his hand moving toward hers. Maya pulled back immediately. "Don't," she said sharply. "Maya, please. I know I can't undo what I did. But I've changed. I've spent 5 years regretting every single decision I made. Every night I think about that day. About your face when you found us. About how I destroyed the best thing that ever happened to me." Tears were forming in Ryan's eyes. Real tears. Real pain. "I don't expect you to forgive me," he continued. "I don't even expect you to believe me. But I need you to know that losing you broke me. And seeing you again, seeing what you've become, seeing how strong and successful and amazing you are, it makes me proud and ashamed at the same time." Maya felt something crack in the wall she had built around her heart. Just a tiny crack. But it was enough to scare her. "Why are you telling me this?" she asked, her voice softer than she intended. "Because you deserve to hear it. Because it's the truth. And because—" Ryan took a shaky breath. "Because even though I have no right to feel this way, being near you again reminds me of who I used to be, who I wanted to be. And I realized that marrying Jessica was me running away from the person I should have become. The dangerous game." Maya stood abruptly. "I need to leave." "Maya, wait." "No," she said firmly. "This was a mistake. I shouldn't have come." But before she could walk away, Ryan stood and gently caught her arm. Not forcefully, just a light touch. "Please," he whispered. "Don't leave angry. I just needed you to know. That's all." Maya looked at his hand on her arm, then up at his face. For a moment, she saw the boy she had fallen in love with all those years ago. The one who had made her laugh until her stomach hurt. The one who had held her during sad movies. The one who had promised her forever. Then she remembered that boy was a lie. "Let me go," she said quietly. Ryan released her immediately. "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything." Maya walked out of the restaurant, her heart pounding and her mind racing. This wasn't supposed to happen. She wasn't supposed to feel anything for him except hatred and contempt. But his words had touched something inside her that she thought was dead. She got into her car and sat there for a long moment, gripping the steering wheel. Her phone buzzed. A text from Ryan. "Thank you for listening. Whatever you decide about the business, I'll accept it. You hold all the cards now. You always should have." Maya stared at the message. He was right. She did hold all the cards. She could destroy him with a single decision. She could take everything from him the way he had taken everything from her. So why did victory suddenly feel so hollow? The turning point. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She stood on her hotel balcony, looking out at the city lights and thinking about Ryan's confession. About his tears. About the genuine remorse in his voice. Was it real? Or was he just a good actor? Her phone rang at 2 in the morning. Unknown number. "Hello. Is this Maya Stone?" A woman's voice. Slurred slightly. "Drunk. Who is this?" "It's Jessica. Jessica Mitchell. Or Jessica Carter. I don't even know anymore." Maya's grip tightened on the phone. "What do you want?" "I know who you are," Jessica said. "I know you're back. I know you're meeting with Ryan. And I know you're planning something. You're drunk." "So what?" "I'm drunk and I'm miserable and it's all my fault." Jessica laughed bitterly. "You know the funny part? I thought I loved him. I thought he would make me happy. But all I did was destroy 3 lives. Yours, mine, and his." "Why are you calling me?" Maya asked coldly. "Because I want you to know the truth. It wasn't Ryan's idea. The affair. It was mine. I seduced him. I chased him. I manipulated him because I was jealous of you." Maya felt her heart stop. "What? You had everything." Jessica continued, her voice breaking. "You were smarter than me. Prettier than me. More successful. And Ryan looked at you like you were the sun and stars and moon all together. I wanted someone to look at me that way. So I took him from you." "You're lying." "I wish I was," Jessica whispered. "But it's the truth. I got him drunk at your bachelorette party. I told him you were having doubts about the marriage. I made him believe you didn't really love him. And when he was confused and scared, I was there. Offering comfort. Offering myself." Maya couldn't breathe. You manipulated him?" "Yes. And then when we got caught, I convinced him to stay with me. I told him you would never forgive him anyway. I told him we belonged together. I trapped him in guilt and obligation." Jessica was crying now. "And now we're both miserable. He doesn't love me. He never loved me. He loved you. He still loves you." The phone went dead. Maya stood frozen on the balcony, her mind reeling. Could this be true? Had Jessica orchestrated the entire affair? Had Ryan been a victim too? Or was this just another manipulation? Another lie? The game had suddenly become much more complicated, and Maya wasn't sure anymore who the villain really was. Truth, redemption, and second chances. Welcome to the final chapter. Welcome back to Twisted Heartstrings. This is it, the final part of Maya's incredible journey. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, go back and catch up now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's finish this story together. The morning after, Maya didn't sleep that night. She sat on her hotel balcony until sunrise, watching the sky change from black to purple to gold, replaying Jessica's drunken confession over and over in her mind. Could it be true? Had Jessica really manipulated Ryan into the affair? Or was this just another layer of deception, designed to make Maya lower her guard? By the time the sun fully rose, Maya had made a decision. She needed the truth. The whole truth. Not from Ryan. Not from Jessica. But from an objective source. She called her private investigator. "I need you to dig deeper. I want to know everything about Ryan and Jessica's relationship. Phone records from 5 years ago. Credit card statements. Witness interviews. Everything." "That's going to take time," the investigator warned. "You have 24 hours, Maya replied firmly. "Whatever it costs, I'll pay it." After hanging up, she showered, dressed in a sharp black pantsuit, and prepared for the day ahead. She had a business to run, regardless of her personal drama. But as she applied her makeup, she caught sight of herself in the mirror and paused. Who was she anymore? The broken bride from 5 years ago? The ruthless businesswoman she had become? Or someone caught between those two identities, unsure of which path to take? Her phone buzzed. A text from Ryan. "Have you made a decision about the company? The deadline is today." Maya stared at the message. 48 hours had passed. She could destroy him with a single word. Or she could save him. She typed back, "I'll give you my answer tonight. Meet me at Riverside Park at 8 p.m. Come alone.